Where do you want to start? There's so much going on.
Derek Jeter.
I would love to start with Derek Jeter, number
I am
2.
pumped. July 18th, the captain. My first obvious observation, because that's what we do here on the Covino and Rich Show. We make obvious observations.
Yeah.
My first, thank you.
Thanks,
So
Iowa Sam.
don't expect to get a lot out of this. We plan on having fun. That's about it. Maybe talk to Jake Paul. No promises. My first obvious observation, is that Jeter is out there more than ever. And I'm trying to figure out, as a lifelong Yankee and Jeter fan, if I love it or it's going to end up biting him in the arse. Because he's a guy that was always under the radar, and that's what kept him safe.
Did you say arse?
I did, because we're on Fox Sports
I
Radio.
think you could say yes.
I don't know. Who knows?
In the arse.
But think about it. We've seen more of Derek Jeter leading up to this documentary than we've ever seen before, and it's refreshing. It's different. It's like, wow, he's dropping F-bombs. He's talking about A-Rod.
It's sort of like
he's telling stories he's never told before.
It's sort of like Tom Brady when he left the clutches of Bill Belichick.
It's very much like that. You're seeing the personality.
The real Jeter.
Right.
But I agree with Jason, who's producing today. Gotta love Jason. He said, yo, interesting stories, but what is it, a 7-part series? How long is this Jeter thing?
For me, not long enough.
I mean, is he that interesting?
Yes. I mean, as a person, I don't know. But did the guy rise to so many crazy occasions? Yes. Like, the guy, I feel like he was blessed by the gods. Like, that's the type of life he led. It's
Some
like,
people get lucky, and
they're
talented.
So lucky and talented. Like, everything went that guy's way. 3,000th hit, home run. Like, that's it in a nutshell. You know what I mean? Like,
Even
game.
his last at-bat was like a dinky infield hit with an RBI.
History with an exclamation point.
All right, well, Derek Jeter, I
does.
find the most interesting thing. If you know Covino and Rich, we're going to take a more fun angle.
So maybe he's a boring fella because he's kind of reserved and you always diss on his style and that sort of thing.
I mean, the guy wore mock turtlenecks through the 90s.
But he had to keep a low profile playing in New York with the media and all that. But you can't deny his career.
I mean,
right?
I
want to hear his stories.
I can't deny his baseball resume or his booty resume. Both
That's
fantastic.
another thing that makes him
fantastic.
That's another thing that makes him highly intriguing.
Makes him the captain.
Yes.
Well,
July 18th, and we're starting to hear the rumors.
Well, if you grew up on the East Coast, we're living in L.A. now, but I grew up on Long Island. Lived in Manhattan, lived in Brooklyn. Covino's a Jersey guy. So we grew up on the East Coast in the 90s and 2000s. And I promise you, for every hot girl you met, someone in her crew hooked up with Jeter. It was the story. You meet a group of hot girls at a club in the 2000s. Yeah, you know Jackie? She once hooked up with Jeter.
That was the bragging right for the gaggle of women.
For 1 minute, it was Jeremy Shockey, and that went away real quick.
No, it's true. Hey,
every group of girls had someone that hooked up with Shockey or Jeter.
Yeah, when Rich and I agree it's fact, he's not lying. It is true. And I heard the stories. I knew people personally that claimed to have gotten with Derek Jeter. He got around. He was like Tupac back in the day. He got around.
Now, the best part about Jeter was the story of the gift basket.
Everybody knows the story.
And it was the joke. It was the rumor. Yeah, Derek Jeter, he would hook up with a girl, and when she would leave the next morning, he'd give her like memorabilia, like a signed ball, a jersey, a bat, like almost like a care package.
The origin is, how does Derek Jeter do it? Because everybody knew he was living this New York playboy lifestyle, right?
But never got in trouble.
But never got bad press, never got in trouble. You never heard, again, this is like pre-social media most of the time too, so you didn't get any screenshots. You didn't hear anything bad about it. Like, hey, how does he do this?
Or junk shots.
Or junk shots.
He was safe of all of this.
How is he getting away with it? How is he breaking hearts? Why is it such an honor for these women to be with Jeter? And then they don't badmouth him. How is he doing it?
Well, because they got all their family members signed memorabilia.
And I think that's where the story derived. Well, here's how he gets away with it. He presents them with a gift basket.
If you remember, the story was he hooked up with the same girl twice and didn't realize it, and she got 2 gift baskets, and that's how the story sort of evolved. But Jeter, for the first time,
is it legend? Is it fact?
For the first time in 20 years, Derek Jeter reveals the truth.
And by the way, when you read this quote, it really goes to show you again how candid and how different it is. This isn't a Derek Jeter we've ever seen.
Well, there was a gossip piece about the upcoming Captain, which premieres July 18th. And
wait.
they talk about the gift basket. And Jeter said, yeah, I read the article, said Jeter to the Daily Beast. You see, how the F did people come up with this? Basically that's it. Who would believe this? S.
Everybody.
And you believed it? He continues to say, Derek Jeter, was at a Starbucks one time. And there was some random guy behind me, and he said, hey, Jeets, I just want to let you know that I'm giving out gift baskets because you did. I turned around and said, you're an effing idiot. And the look on the guy's face. And I just said, yeah, good job, man.
That must have hurt. Imagine that guy, he thinks he's getting a high five.
Yeah, Jeets.
Yeah, Jeets.
No. But it poses the question, just because Jeter denied it,
You think he supplied it?
I think he gave out gift baskets. I have no evidence. This is just purely my opinion.
Are you saying here on Fox Sports Radio, whoever denied it supplied it?
I think Derek Jeter, he probably gave them edible arrangements too. I think Derek Jeter gave out gift baskets. This is one of those rumors that somehow, some way, I believe. It's like, I'll give you another one. And if you guys want to chime in, 877-99 on Fox.
Maybe it wasn't like a design. Like I picture a designed gift basket, like with like
with a robe too,
with like the fluff in it, the extra
robe,
and then like it's a sign ball and like an autograph, like it's all laid out very nicely. Maybe he just like threw them like a piece of memorabilia and sent them on their way in an Uber or something.
Autograph photo.
Yeah, it was probably something much less than what you
batting
picture.
glove or something.
Yeah.
Here, give this to your dad. Tell him Jeet said hello.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeet.
With a frame like I went all the way with number 2.
Right.
Who knows? But I feel like there were gift baskets.
Can I be honest with you? Jeter so adamantly says, and he has to, he's doubling down, right?
Yeah.
Who the F would believe that?
This guy.
Yeah, me.
I believe it.
I believe it.
But then, to be fair, like I said, we all knew of people that had claimed to have gotten with Derek Jeter around that time. I'd never heard they got a gift basket.
Maybe they weren't good.
Until this story broke. Right?
Maybe they got a gift basket if they delivered.
They didn't earn one. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to earn your pinstripes. You got to earn a basket. That was the Jeter rule.
Sorry, I can't give
According to me.
Can't give you my pinstripe slippers.
Now, 877-99 on Fox is where you guys could chime in. I want to know if there's any other hilarious sports rumors that you somehow buy into, because I have one that I know. And then no, I don't know if it's false, because I believe it. I'm not saying it's true, but I personally believe it.
When the legend becomes fact, print the legend. And that's what they did for all these years. And even I believe the gift basket thing. And a part of me still believes he's saving face because he has an image to upkeep. He's a dad now. He's a married man. And that's not really a good look. And I believe that there's some truth to that gift basket story. I do. There's some truth to it.
It could very well be. Now I'm going against my own theory. No, my theory is that every girl got a basket if they were good. But it could be he did give one girl like memorabilia for her dad who was a big fan, and that's how the story got rolling.
Yeah, maybe she asked, hey, do you have anything? I know it sounds weird, but
can you,
a stirrup or anything? Like
sign a stirrup.
Sign a stirrup.
Well, the other story that I believe, now, our buddy Spot, you went to Maryland, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you must know this story because people in Maryland, big O's fans, Baltimore Orioles legend, Cal Ripken Jr. We all know the Kevin Costner story, don't we?
Of course.
If you don't, I'll give you the Cliff Notes. So in the middle of his Iron Man,
was it Cal Ripken was supposed to be in Dances with the Wolves?
No, and went to Kevin Costner. No, Cal Ripken was supposed to be in Yellowstone. No, not the rumor. Cal Ripken apparently, the story goes like this: Ripken in the middle of his Iron Man streak. Isn't that crazy when you think about it, how guys just take days off now? But I get it for rest, but the fact that this guy never missed a game for years and years and years, like that's a thing of the past. You'll never see that again.
Ever.
But apparently, Cal Ripken Jr. was friends with Kevin Costner. And in the middle of his Iron Man streak, this is when Ripken never missed a game. He went to go to Camden Yards, and the rumor is that he forgot something at home, turned around, went back home to catch his wife in bed with Kevin Costner. Apparently, fists were thrown. Again, this is all rumor. Back in the day, fists were thrown. Fights happened. And because of this, Ripken wasn't going to make it to the game, ending his Ironman streak. So that night, Camden Yards mysteriously had like some power issue.
Yeah, we all remember
And
this.
the game was postponed. And I believe that rumor.
No, again, like
I believe it.
That's way too detailed to not be true, or like to have some semblance of truth to it.
Apparently, one time Kevin Costner called into a radio show that was discussing it and got real mad. Like,
Yeah.
if you guys believe this, I'm gonna come take your heads off.
Sometimes when you overcompensate, it almost makes it seem like you're hiding something.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Like if you get mad, like
Yeah, like if you get really mad about it.
You realize we're like syndicated now on 600 radio stations, right? Maybe you don't want to upset Cal if he's listening.
Oh, hey, Cal.
or Costner.
Or Costner.
Like Jeter seemed a little bit upset about it. Dropped an F-bomb. Maybe he was overcompensating.
Yeah, like, what are you effing kidding me? Oh, Jeter's getting a little out of control.
It's getting a little. It's a
Maybe
little
they
heated.
all subscribe to like deny till you die.
Iowa Sam, do you buy it or not? Jason, do you guys buy it? Ripken, Jeter, any of these stories? Do you believe?
I believe each of them 100%.
Me too. See,
100%.
That's why I love you.
We've heard crazier stories. You've heard the story about, and it's true. It's not a rumor because Mike Tyson actually told the story. I was going back to see Robin Givens. Remember he was married?
Yeah.
To Robin Givens, and she was with Brad Pitt. Remember he said he saw Brad Pitt. He was ready to murder Brad Pitt.
Yep.
I mean, it happens. It's not impossible.
Oh, Mike Tyson told the great story on one of his documentaries how he had hooked up with someone questionable and he had let's say an itchy crotch. And remember he said he's like, I was so itchy.
Well,
and
no.
he knocked the guy out in the
Right.
first round.
Right.
Solely so he could take his gloves off, get back to the locker room and scratch himself.
That's
a true Mike Tyson story.
That's according to Mike, right? So you got to believe him. Now, are there other stories? Do we choose to believe these? Feel free to share. Let's get interactive. The most inclusive show on Fox Sports Radio, Covino and Rich. The number's 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. Now, think about it, and think about what Spot said, too.
Yeah.
Like, did you really expect Derek Jeter or even Cal Ripken or anybody to come out? Like, Mike Tyson's a different story. He's an open book, right? He's going to say, yeah, Brad Pitt, You expect Derek Jeter to admit that?
I'll be
even
honest.
if it was true.
Some of
There's no
the
way.
crazier things that I've done in my life, and I'm a nobody compared to these guys.
And you've denied it?
If you told me, like, is it true, Rich, that you did this? I'd be like, dude, come on, you crazy. You think I did that? I did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you expect this guy who people idolize, right, to admit that? Where does he gain? If anything, people would say, oh, you mean I thought all these years, there's no way he would admit that.
Wait, hold on. Jason or Iowa Sam, you guys have been here all morning. Any update on Zach Wilson sleeping with his mom's friend? Because do you believe that? Do you believe that Zach Wilson?
That's the
Zach
most
Wilson's
current one.
oh my God, his ex-girlfriend's gorgeous. Totally my type.
Yeah, I caught Rich like
looking too much.
looking too long.
I shouldn't have clicked.
Like I looked at Rich and he was oogling.
I was on her profile.
He was Googling and oogling this girl, right?
Well, I mean,
and then I looked over like a half hour later. He's still looking at pictures of this girl.
that was just a window open on my computer.
It's very odd.
Kind of weird.
Do you really believe that? Come on, guys.
True story.
I did. But Zach Wilson, think about it. Young, handsome quarterback in the NFL. We all saw his mom at draft night a year ago. Remember, it was sadly that overshadowed him, like his mom being attractive. So she probably has attractive friends, and we forget this guy's 20, so his mom's probably like 40. She's not old. So is it impossible for her to have attractive 40-year-old friends that got with Zach Wilson?
Sports rumors. Your thoughts?
Oh, didn't the rumor that Delonte West slept with LeBron's mom? Wasn't that a rumor?
Yes. LeBron James' mom.
Yeah,
yes.
not LeBron.
Right.
Who, me?
Who, me?
That's the rumor.
I don't even think that was a rumor.
Delonte West
It's confirmed, right? Yeah,
I think it just happened.
Woo. So, your calls, 877-99 on Fox. Your feedback at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio. Let's take one call now. We'll take the rest after. Sean in Miami, you're on. What's up, bud?
So listen, I've been doing private security for many years in New York and Miami. And I will tell you, there's a very nice hotel in Miami Beach called The Standard. And I never saw gift baskets, but I can tell you, and it wasn't one girl, it was two girls. and they were from Hialeah, Florida, which is a suburb of Miami.
Oh.
And they spent the night with Jeter, and they left at 6 a.m. And the only reason it became an issue, they didn't have money for valet to get their car back. And they wouldn't in the hotel. Yeah, no, I was there in the hotel with somebody else. So I was in the lobby, and I never saw Jeter, but the girls were there, and they were trying to leave, and they couldn't get their car out of valet. They had no cash, so they sent the manager up to Jeter's room to take care of it on a credit card or whatever. But yeah,
they had no cash, but they're like, "How much for this signed stirrup?"
Yeah.
He had autographed baseball cards.
This is just as good as money.
Autographed baseball cards on standby.
Yeah. How much for this upper deck Jeter rookie? But thank you for the call, Sean. Again, I mean, can't get allegedly, but I believe the gift baskets. I believe the Kevin Costner, Cal Ripken. I believe Zach Wilson, and the mom's friend. I believe all of it. We're talking about Derek Jeter finally addressing the rumors of the gift baskets he would give one night stands.
Well, he's adamantly denying them in his new documentary, The Captain.
Saying, come on, you believe that? Who could believe that? Never happened.
All of us kind of for years.
Never happened.
Yeah.
So it brings up other sports rumors over the years that whether you believe or not, hey, that's up to you. I believe a lot of them because I feel like where there's smoke, there's fire. Can I give you a couple of them and then you tell me if you believe them?
Absolutely.
Some legendary ones. Jimmy Hoffa buried under Giant Stadium.
True.
Okay, true.
Yeah.
Some people are saying that Kurt Schilling actually painted his bloody sock.
Fact.
And it's not blood.
Fact.
So you think it's blood or no?
I mean, I'm a Yankees fan.
So you're saying paint?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't buy into that.
Now, this has since been like...
But I say that facetiously.
This story was...
I'm not sure I believe that one.
This story was confirmed false, but for years. Do you remember the story that Kevin Mitchell, former Met, he was an MVP on the Giants, like one of the best pure athletes in baseball in the late 80s, early 90s, that...
You're going to tell me he didn't catch a ball barehanded?
Oh, he did that. But there was a rumor that he was so crazy that he got in a fight with his girlfriend and beheaded her cat. And that story went around New York, and I remember people saying, like, yo, is this guy a maniac? Darryl Strawberry in an interview, I remember him saying, like, no, this never happened. Kevin Mitchell's a good dude, but he was a little wild, so there was the beheading cat rumor. What about Michael Jordan? The people that believe he played baseball because it was like an under-the-table
gambling issues,
dip away for a minute.
I honestly really believe that. Well, I feel like there's some truth to that.
Well,
I really do.
The one Michael Jordan thing I do believe. Well, the flu game, it was called the flu game forever, but we learned even in his documentary, it was like a stomach bug from eating bad pizza, right? So it was never really the flu game. It's mislabeled. It was I ate bad food and had the poops and had the sweats and I, dominated.
Well, that didn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah, the sweats
game?
and the poops and sweat game. Yeah, you're right.
It didn't have the same sort of vibe.
Well, let me see if there's any more. Oh, what about the 85? This one I believe, even though now I feel like a dummy for believing all these things. But the NBA
it's
draft.
more fun to believe them, to be honest.
The NBA draft, where the NBA knew the Knicks getting Patrick Ewing would be such a big thing for the league. So they're saying the envelope was either frozen, wet, or bent, where the Knicks, they knew, the commissioner knew to take that envelope, which would give the Knicks the first pick and Patrick Ewing. That's sort of believable.
Was it like a cold envelope or something?
Yeah,
like
a frozen.
Yeah, something weird like that. Yeah, I think there's some truth to
when
that.
When I said frozen envelope, I didn't mean it had Elsa on it. I meant, it's like, the one with Olaf on it. Yeah, so there's some great sports rumors. Let's go to Todd in Syracuse. What's up, Todd? My old stomping grounds.
Nobody's cooler than Todd.
What's up, Todd?
Yeah, Todd's cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Finally, somebody said Todd is cool. My goodness.
What's up, man?
Fellas, first time, probably last time. But before I get started about Jeter, that Kevin Mitchell story was something told by Doc Gooden, not Darryl Strawberry.
Oh, it was Doc. It was
Doc Gooden's story. So you're talking to a Mets fan, so I think, we might have to look back into that one.
Let me tell you, you and I, diehard Mets fans, before you tell me your Jeter thoughts, can you agree that the bulldog, mad dog mentality, the guy looks like a beast on the mound. How much did you love Max Scherzer last night?
Well, I'm telling you the Max Scherzer, he was pitching really hard there, and he was doing a really great job, but then the team really messed it up.
I see what I did there. I said mad dog, and he went off.
He went on a mad dog rant.
Thank you. Hey, we got DeGrom pitching tomorrow night or Thursday night here in Syracuse, so I'm pretty pumped for that.
Nice, man.
As far as Jeter goes, to me, I don't know what he's embarrassed about. That's like some James Bond stuff where you leave a girl with a nice gift and on her way, and she's happy. If you pulled a roster like he has, and they had not had one complaint, well, God bless them.
I mean, it's a classy. I always
Is it
thought
really,
of it
though?
I always thought of it as a classy move.
It's a hush gift. It's not like a parting gift because he's a classy guy. It's a like shh. It's like it's that. I think it's perceived that way.
Well, you and I
That's
have
why he denies it.
You and I have talked about when you're
It's
in
like hush money.
When you're in your single days, and you're having fun and doing what single people could and should do. I never found harm in, let's just say, having fun being single as long as you were respectful to women.
Right.
And Derek Jeter is the ultimate in respect. If he's giving out gift baskets, in my opinion, he did it.
And we do have a theory on the Covino and Rich show. We've been saying it for years. If you were in your 20s, you could always attribute your bad decision making to, I was in my 20s.
And this guy was under the spotlight like no other, and no one ever had a bad word to say about the captain.
No. But you know what? Aside from rumors and things like that, again, he adamantly denies the gift baskets that we've heard about for years. It also brings up old beefs, and it brings up the story about him and A-Rod not being the best of buddies.
It makes me sad.
It does.
It makes
so
me
he
sad.
addresses that too.